Boundary is a unique FPS set in the vast, zero-gravity expanse of outer space. You play as an astroparator, a heavily armed astronaut, engaging in intense firefights around space stations and satellite wrecks. What sets Boundary apart is its realistic space physics. You navigate by propelling yourself in various directions, which creates a challenging, multi-dimensional battlefield where enemies can appear from any angle. This zero-gravity combat demands tactical positioning and quick reactions as you float around, trying to secure advantageous spots. The game offers multiple classes, each with distinct abilities like stealth or medical support, and a variety of maps, from asteroid outposts to ice-covered stations, which all add a strategic layer. Customization is also strong, allowing players to tweak weapons and gear to suit their style. With a mix of close-quarters combat and long-range sniping, Boundary offers a fresh take on traditional FPS mechanics by placing the action where floating through space is just as deadly as any firefight. Luna Abyss is a fresh take on the FPS genre, blending bullet hell intensity with a gripping sci-fi atmosphere. Set on a mysterious, derelict moon, players navigate eerie corridors, taking on waves of monstrous foes with a unique lock-on targeting system that keeps the action fast-paced. The combat feels reminiscent of Doom and Returnal, as you juggle weapon types to adapt to enemy shields and manage tight, intense firefights. The dark, oppressive visuals add to the sense of dread, making it perfect for players who love atmospheric shooters with high-stakes action. The First Descendant is a free-to-play third-person shooter that combines a sci-fi setting with RPG elements, developed by Nexon Games. Set in the world of Ingress, players take on the role of a Descendant, a powerful fighter tasked with defending humanity against alien invaders known as the Vulgus and the Colossi. The game draws players in with intense PvE battles, unique abilities, and a variety of customizable characters. A major highlight is the team-based cooperative gameplay, where up to 4 players team up to tackle missions and large-scale void intercept battles against challenging bosses. The gameplay loop revolves around grinding for better gear and enhancing your character's abilities, with a deep modding system that allows for powerful upgrades and personalized builds. However, some players have noted that the grind can feel repetitive, though fans of looter shooters might find it satisfying. Built with Unreal Engine 5, the visuals and effects are stunning, adding to the immersion and overall gameplay experience. Outpost Infinity Siege is a unique blend of FPS, strategy, and base building elements, offering a fresh approach to sci-fi action. The core gameplay revolves around defending a mobile base called Outpost 11, which you can upgrade with everything from armored walls to heavy artillery. You're constantly collecting resources and crafting weapons, but the real thrill comes during recovery days, intense extraction missions where you fend off waves of robotic enemies. The more loot you aim to secure, the tougher the onslaught, keeping the stakes high. What stands out is the flexibility in gameplay. You can jump into first-person action with customizable weapons, or switch to a tactical view to command your defenses. The visuals and sound design also elevate the experience, from realistic storm effects to the booming sound of combat. However, the game isn't without flaws. Players have noted lag issues in co-op mode and some tedious grinding as you progress. Despite these, Outpost Infinity Siege delivers an immersive, high-stakes shooter experience that's worth trying if you enjoy hybrid gameplay. Alien's Fireteam Elite is an intense co-op shooter set in the iconic Alien universe, where players take on waves of xenomorphs as part of a colonial marine squad. Playing as one of 5 unique classes, Gunner, Demolisher, Technician, Doc, or Recon, you'll choose from a wide arsenal of 30-plus weapons and numerous attachments to face off against over 20 enemy types, including various xenomorph species and hostile androids. The game's replayable missions are challenging and offer a unique experience each time, thanks to a challenge card system that adds random modifiers to every run. Whether battling in confined corridors or strategic open spaces, you'll need to use teamwork and the environment to survive. While visually atmospheric and true to the films, gameplay can become repetitive, especially in mission design, yet the perk system and intense firefights keep it engaging for fans of tactical co-op shooters. XDefiant is a fast-paced, free-to-play shooter from Ubisoft that brings together factions from its iconic franchises like Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and Far Cry. Each faction has unique abilities and ultimates, adding a layer of strategy on top of its tight gunplay. The game's quick time to kill and responsive shooting mechanics make it feel snappy and intense, especially in modes like Hot Shot, which rewards the leading player with a speed boost. Maps in XDefiant are inspired by Ubisoft's universe, and the mix of styles keeps the gameplay fresh, though sometimes it feels chaotic, With multiple factions and constant action, XDefiant is shaping up as a fun, engaging option for FPS fans, offering a lot without paywalls, except for cosmetics and optional content. Remnant 2 takes the intense co-op gunplay of the first game and cranks up the challenge and variety. This third-person shooter mixes dynamic combat with Souls-like difficulty, offering unique classes or archetypes, such as the Handler with an AI dog companion that can revive you in tight spots. The game's worlds and levels are procedurally generated, making each playthrough feel fresh and unpredictable. From brutal boss fights to strange weapons like the Twisted Arbalest, Remnant 2's blend of action and exploration keeps you on your toes, whether you're playing solo or with friends. Helldivers 2 takes the action-packed formula of the original and dials it up with a switch to a third-person, over-the-shoulder view that makes battles feel more intense and personal. This multiplayer shooter throws you and your squad into chaotic missions to liberate alien planets for Super Earth. Every mission contributes to a larger goal shared by the entire player base, creating a sense of a collective war effort that's pretty unique for the genre. The gameplay's biggest draw is the stratagem system, which lets players call in support like heavy weapons, turrets, or even airstrikes with a simple command. But it's not without risk. Poorly aimed firepower can just as easily wipe out your teammates as the enemy, adding a layer of tension to every encounter. The game's mission variety keeps things interesting, from rescuing civilians to blowing up enemy structures, and the sub-objectives provide a great way to boost rewards and experience. The visuals and audio in Helldivers 2 are spot on, with each alien planet offering its own distinct challenges and atmosphere. Plus, Arrowhead Game Studios keeps players engaged by regularly adding new content like mechs based on in-game achievements. Overall, it's a fantastic co-op experience, best played with friends if you want to fully enjoy the chaotic fun. Back 4 Blood delivers a thrilling co-op zombie shooter experience that feels like a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, but with plenty of unique twists. The game shines when played with friends, offering a well-balanced mix of intense horde battles, strategic weapon upgrades, and a clever card deck system. This card mechanic lets players customize their playstyle, adding perks that range from boosting health to increasing damage output, making each session feel fresh and adaptable. The game's 4-act campaign is packed with diverse environments, from eerie forests to cramped cityscapes, creating tension and variety as you battle through waves of mutated, ridden enemies. Its difficulty, especially in higher modes, can be brutal. Copper currency and supplies become scarce, pushing players to think carefully about team support and upgrades. While the PvP mode, Swarm, feels a bit limited, Back 4 Blood's main co-op gameplay offers enough excitement to make it a solid pick for shooter fans looking for challenging, chaotic zombie action. Outriders is a fast-paced looter shooter that feels like a mix between Gears of War and Destiny, putting its own unique twist on the genre with explosive, class-based abilities and chaotic combat. Set on the hostile planet Enoch, you play as an Altered, someone with superhuman abilities gained from a strange anomaly. The game offers 4 distinct classes, each with skill trees and special abilities that let you tear through waves of enemies in different styles, from up-close brawling to long-range devastation. The real draw here is Outriders' aggressive, in-your-face gameplay. Unlike many cover-based shooters, you're encouraged to dive into the action, chaining skills together to make your character feel incredibly powerful. While the story and dialogue can feel uneven, the game is all about satisfying combat and constant loot upgrades. With a world tier system that scales the difficulty and rewards, the experience keeps you pushing for better gear and higher challenges. The endgame is mainly focused on expeditions, where you can test your skills and earn some of the best loot, though it can feel a bit repetitive. Outriders isn't a live service game, so while it lacks some of the ongoing updates seen in games like Destiny, it's perfect for those who want a high-energy, no-strings-attached shooter. Battlefield 5 takes players back to World War II, focusing on historically inspired single-player war stories and expansive multiplayer battles that capture the scale and intensity of the era. The War Stories mode highlights the personal side of war with narratives set across varied locales, from the snowy mountains of Norway to the deserts of North Africa. Each story brings unique challenges and tactical variety, immersing players in different roles and perspectives of the conflict. On the multiplayer side, Battlefield 5 introduces large-scale modes like Grand Operations, which unfold across multiple in-game days and culminate in intense final stand rounds where resources are limited and teamwork becomes critical. The game's Firestorm Battle Royale mode also adds a new level of excitement with a shrinking map and vehicles that feel true to Battlefield's style. Notable features like improved gunplay, destructible environments, and the fortification system let players reshape the battlefield dynamically, while squad-based mechanics encourage coordinated team efforts. Overall, Battlefield 5 delivers a robust mix of narrative and multiplayer experiences with the signature high-stakes action the series is known for. Gears 5 continues the iconic third-person shooter experience, blending fast-paced combat with stunning visuals and an engaging story. In this installment, the campaign follows Kate Diaz as she uncovers her family's dark connections to the enemy swarm, adding a personal touch to the usual high-stakes action. The game's 4 acts are packed with a mix of linear action scenes and open-ended areas, letting you explore icy landscapes and deserts as you take on side missions that reward you with useful upgrades. One of Gears 5's standout features is its blend of gameplay modes. Besides the campaign, it includes fan-favorite modes like Versus, Horde, and Escape, each offering different tactical challenges, with cover-based shooting mechanics that feel satisfying and the series' iconic active reload system. Gears 5 captures the thrill of intense firefights. The addition of Jack, a support droid, brings unique tactical options, allowing you to revive teammates, disrupt enemies, and unlock different combat styles through upgrades. Overall, Gears 5 refines the classic Gears formula, making it a must-play for fans and newcomers alike. Gears of War Ultimate Edition brings the iconic shooter that started it all into the modern era, with completely remastered graphics and refined gameplay. This edition takes the intense, gritty firefights of the original and polishes them for a new generation, making it a perfect entry point for newcomers or a nostalgia trip for longtime fans. The cover-based shooting mechanics still feel tight and satisfying, and the action is relentless, pushing you to think strategically about every encounter. With an engaging single-player campaign that dives into humanity's brutal struggle against the Locust Horde and a variety of multiplayer modes, it's packed with the kind of brutal cinematic action that Gears is known for. Playing with friends in co-op mode only adds to the experience, letting you work together to pull off those intense takedowns and survive the waves of enemies. Gears of War Ultimate Edition keeps the core of what made the original great while giving it a slick, modern look. Vanquish is a fast-paced, adrenaline-fueled third-person shooter that brings a fresh twist to the genre. Set in a futuristic world, you play as Sam Gideon, a DARPA agent equipped with an advanced augmented reaction suit, ARS, that boosts both his agility and firepower. This suit lets you slide at high speeds across the battlefield and enter slow-motion mode when health is low, giving you a quick chance to strike back or find cover. The game's combat is relentless, pushing you to master movement and timing as you blast through waves of robotic enemies. The suit's features, especially the slide mechanic, allow for dynamic and fluid action, making each encounter feel intense and stylish. Developed by Shinji Mikami and inspired by classic anime, Vanquish stands out with its distinct Japanese take on shooter gameplay, blending high-speed action with tactical depth. It's challenging, satisfying, and ideal for fans of intense sci-fi action. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 brings a fresh energy to the iconic series, delivering top-tier visuals, tight gunplay, and a campaign packed with cinematic moments. The story takes you through global hotspots, with returning fan-favorite characters like Captain Price and Ghost, adding a layer of nostalgia while updating the stakes with intense missions. Multiplayer is as addictive as ever, with fast-paced matches, impressive gun customization, and maps that cater to all playstyles. The new AI enhancements make firefights feel more dynamic, while the updated gunsmith system lets you experiment with endless weapon mods. Special Ops mode adds another layer for co-op lovers, providing extra tactical challenges. Doom Eternal takes the classic demon-slaying action of the Doom series to a whole new level, blending intense, fast-paced combat with slick movement and brutal weaponry. The game throws you into the role of the Doomslayer, humanity's last hope against a relentless demonic invasion. What really sets Doom Eternal apart is its emphasis on aggression and strategy. It's not just about shooting everything in sight, but mastering the push-forward combat. You're constantly on the move, juggling ammo, health, and armor, which you can only get by ripping through enemies in unique ways. The graphics and environments are a highlight, making hell look terrifyingly beautiful, and the soundtrack amps up the adrenaline with its heavy industrial vibe. Plus, Eternal's expanded lore adds depth for fans of the Doom universe without slowing down the action. It's a perfect blend of chaos and control, delivering a shooter experience that feels fresh yet faithful to the classic Doom formula. Battlefield 2042 brings a fresh take on the classic Battlefield formula, delivering an exhilarating multiplayer experience that feels both familiar and innovative. Set in a near-future world ravaged by climate change and conflict, the game introduces vast, dynamic maps that are designed for massive player counts. The inclusion of 128 players in a match elevates the chaos, creating intense battles that feel truly epic. One of the standout features is the new Specialist system, which replaces the traditional class system. Each specialist has unique abilities, allowing for diverse playstyles and strategies. This adds a layer of depth to team composition and can significantly impact gameplay dynamics. The updated vehicle mechanics and weather events, such as tornadoes and sandstorms, add unpredictability to matches, making every game feel unique. Although the launch had its share of issues, recent updates have improved stability and content. Overall, Battlefield 2042 is an ambitious title that aims to redefine the shooter genre, and for fans of large-scale warfare, it's definitely worth a look. Titanfall 2 is an absolute gem in the shooter genre that often gets overshadowed. What really sets it apart is its seamless blend of fluid movement and combat mechanics. The single-player campaign is surprisingly engaging, telling a heartfelt story about the bond between a pilot and their Titan BT. The level design is creative, featuring time-manipulating puzzles that keep you on your toes and make for a unique gameplay experience. Multiplayer is where Titanfall 2 truly shines, offering fast-paced matches with a variety of modes. The movement system allows you to wall run and double jump, creating a dynamic battlefield where mobility is key. The Titans themselves are a blast to pilot, each with unique abilities and playstyles adding depth to the combat. The game also boasts a vibrant community and regular updates that keep the experience fresh. With its stunning visuals and tight gameplay, Titanfall 2 delivers an adrenaline-pumping experience that's hard to forget. If you're a fan of shooters, this one is a must-play. Halo Infinite brings players back to the iconic universe of Master Chief, delivering a thrilling blend of classic gameplay and modern enhancements. The expansive open-world setting of Zeta Halo allows for a unique exploration experience, packed with lush environments and diverse landscapes. One standout feature is the new grappling hook mechanic, which adds a dynamic layer to combat and movement, letting you scale cliffs and swing into action. The campaign offers a rich narrative that continues the saga of the Banished and their conflict with the UNSC, making it engaging for both longtime fans and newcomers. The combat feels satisfying, with a variety of weapons and vehicles at your disposal, all while maintaining the series' signature fluidity. Multiplayer is equally impressive, featuring classic modes alongside fresh gameplay mechanics that keep matches exciting. The return of classic weapons and maps will resonate with fans of the franchise. Overall, Halo Infinite successfully honors its legacy while pushing the series forward, making it a must-play for any shooter enthusiast. Atomic Heart is a unique blend of first-person shooter action and immersive storytelling set in an alternate reality during the height of the Soviet Union. The game stands out with its stunning visuals, vibrant environments, and a distinct retro-futuristic aesthetic that draws you into a bizarre world filled with robotic enemies and mutated creatures. What really grabbed me was the game's diverse combat mechanics. You can choose from an arsenal of weapons and special abilities, allowing for a customizable playstyle that keeps every encounter fresh. The mix of melee and ranged combat feels satisfying, and the game encourages creative strategies when tackling its various challenges. The atmosphere is another highlight. From eerie laboratories to lush outdoor settings, each location is packed with detail, making exploration rewarding. The story weaves in themes of technological advancement and the consequences of unchecked ambition, adding depth to the gameplay experience. Overall, Atomic Heart is an engaging shooter that offers a unique experience with its blend of action, exploration, and a thought-provoking narrative. It's definitely a must-play for fans of the genre looking for something a bit different. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide is an intense co-op shooter that plunges players into the grim darkness of the Warhammer universe. Set in the hive city of Tertium, the game invites you and your friends to take on the forces of chaos, blending elements of melee combat with gunplay in a way that's both chaotic and strategic. One of the standout features is its emphasis on teamwork. You can't just run in guns blazing. You have to coordinate with your squad to survive the relentless waves of enemies. The game's atmosphere is immersive, with detailed environments that capture the dystopian feel of Warhammer 40k. Each class offers unique abilities encouraging different playstyles. Whether you prefer to be the heavy-hitting Ogryn or the stealthy assassin, there's a role for everyone. The progression system is engaging, allowing you to customize your character with various weapons and perks. The graphics are stunning, and the sound design enhances the sense of dread as you hear the distant echoes of your foes. Overall, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide is a must-play for shooter fans looking for a blend of action, strategy, and rich lore. Borderlands 3 is an absolute blast that perfectly blends humor with chaotic action. The game expands on the franchise's signature cel-shaded art style and introduces new, vibrant environments that are a joy to explore. You step into the shoes of one of 4 new Vault Hunters, each with unique abilities that really change how you approach combat. What I love most is the co-op gameplay. You can team up with friends, and it scales smoothly to accommodate your squad size. The loot system is also fantastic. There are millions of guns to find, each with quirky modifiers and effects that keep you coming back for more. The story is entertaining, featuring over-the-top characters and a campy villain, which adds to the game's charm. The humor might not land for everyone, but I found it refreshing. Overall, Borderlands 3 is a fantastic shooter that delivers endless fun, whether you're tackling missions solo or diving into mayhem with friends. If you're looking for a wild ride filled with loot, laughter, and explosive action, this game is definitely worth your time.